Hi everyone. I'm in a better place today. I'm not as angry as I was yesterday. I'm still angry, but I'm not as angry as I was yesterday. So I have a message for the masses today. So a lot of people have been reaching out to me and asking me questions about, like, what can we do? How can I teach my kids? What do we need to do? How can we get down to the bottom of this? What can we do? What can we do? And I want to kind of answer it from two different places, okay? So the first place that I want to answer it from, if I could be so bold to speak for the Black delegation, the answer to that question is figure it out. The answer to that question truly is, we have no responsibility to teach you a damn thing. It's true. We don't. If you want to educate yourself on C++, you go and take a class. If you want to educate yourself on cake decorating, you watch YouTube videos or you sign up for a master class and you do what you got to do. You buy all the supplies, you do all the different things, you learn the skill on your own. You don't go to a pastry chef and say, how do I do this? Show me how to do this. That's not what you do. And so the answer is, we are a generation that have more access to information than any other generation before us from the history of man. We have the World Wide Web, we have books, we have quick access to books, we have all kinds of resources that we can call upon to get the education that we need to learn about anything in the world that we want to learn about. And this is no different. It's not. There are videos upon videos upon videos all over YouTube and other platforms. There are podcasts. There are all kinds of things where people have sat down and done the work and share the information. And it literally takes a Google search for you to say, how do I check my racism? Enter. And I guarantee you, because I've done it, a laundry list of things will pop up. Sites, books, all kinds of resources will come up, and you can educate yourself on how to do it. And not for nothing, if you so choose, once you've gotten this good education that you acquired for yourself, you can then check against your Black friends and say, hey, so I learned this thing, what say you? And then get opinions. You can totally do that. And I really want you to do that. I want each and every last one of you that's looking, that's saying, how do we do this? Destruction is not the answer. We need to find a better way. All the things that you're saying, I dare you to crack open a freaking book, because guess what? The responsibility is yours as much as it is mine. All of us that live in this nation together, it is our collective responsibility to get ourselves to a place where none of us find this to be acceptable, and then express that. When it comes down to voting, do y'all realize that there's an election every year? Do y'all realize that it's more than just the general and the midterm elections that we're voting for? If you don't like the constable, vote him out. If you don't like the district attorney, vote her out. Every year there's an election for something, and not for nothing, your local government absolutely impacts your daily life more than the presidency does, hands down, tenfold. So what can you do? Vote in those elections and look at people's records and see whether or not they perpetuate this ridiculous bullshit. And if they do, vote them out. That's the simplest thing to do. Right there. Do a little bit of research, find out what people stand for, find out what their records are, and then vote accordingly. Don't just vote party lines, because I don't even just vote party lines. I don't. I look at every single candidate on the ballot that I am voting in. Do I vote in every single election? I vote in as many as I can. And I pay attention to the voting cycles in my county. Railroad operators, not so much impactful in my world, so I don't really vote for them. But like county constable, alderman, district attorney, oh, you better believe Tamika Y. Thompson has a vote lodged in every election possible for those particular things. That's the easiest thing you can do, right? And then on top of that, read the books. Get yourself to a place where you can truly empathize with what we have going on. Get that fire burning inside yourself and then act on it. By all means. Today I asked a group of ladies, I suggested that they read a book called The Warmth of Other Suns. I suggest strongly that anybody that is listening to the words that are coming out of my mouth right now, get that book and read it. Black people, brace yourselves. It's going to make you angry. It made me angry. White people, brace yourselves. It's going to break your heart. And then align yourself accordingly with the message that book is ringing out. Because the reality is, and this is the thing that I wasn't able to properly articulate yesterday because I was so incredibly angry. But the reality is, we've never been free. Black people in this country have never been free. We have never had the freedoms that are outlined in the Constitution. We have never had access to all of the freedoms that are in the Emancipation Proclamation. We've never had access to all the freedoms that are in the Civil Rights Law. We've never had it. Because the reality is, if 3 weeks ago, a group of black men armed to the teeth with AR-15 stormed any Capitol building in any state in this union, they would not have gone home. You know it, and I know it. No matter how peaceful their protest, they would not have gone home. Would they have died? I don't know. But they would have found a reason to bring aggressions upon them. Doesn't matter. Because we don't have the same freedoms that white people have. We don't. Brown people don't have the same freedoms that white people have. We don't get the same respect. My Muslim brothers and sisters, my Middle Eastern brothers and sisters that walk around in their traditional religious garb don't get respect. How many Iranian people, how many Iraqi people, how many, people from the Middle East period always are randomly selected at the airport? Always and random should not live in the same sentence because they are oxymoronic. However, this is our reality. So that's the long answer, right? The long answer is find out for yourself. Do the research. Go out, look, read, research, Google. Do it. Do it. If you have access to a library, go there. If you have access to the Library of Congress, go there. If you have access to anything that another book you can read is called The People's History of the United States. That tells the untold, unwhitewashed history of the United States of America. Not the history that we learn in school. The other one, the real one, the actual one, right? Read that book too. And then get the fire burning and then act accordingly. So the short answer that I'm going to give you, if you're my friend, if you and I have any history together, you can ask me and I will give you resources. I'll help you research. I'll help you. I'll talk to you. I'll give you the advice. I'll talk to you from the perspective of a black girl. I will do whatever I need to do to help you to understand, because I love you. Because I love you. Because I love everyone. Because I love all of my people. All of my people, if we played softball together growing up, if we, were in the same drama class in high school, if we went to college together, I don't care who you are. I don't care where you come from. If you're on my Facebook page, it's because I know you personally. Those are the only people that I allow. And so because the fact that I know you personally, you and I have some sort of connection. You and I have made it to a place where I feel that I am safe enough sharing my daughter with you. So for that reason, I will share this with you too. So ask, talk, but by all means, and if there's not a takeaway that you don't take away from this video besides this, I implore you to say something. I implore you to stand. I implore you to say something. I implore you to recognize the injustices, and don't just comment on the fact that there's death and destruction and all this other kinds of crap going on. Don't be that guy. Talk about how you feel about the other thing, the thing that brought us here. Talk about the injustice there. Talk about the fact that beyond a shadow of a doubt that that this is not a one-time incident, and that this was in fact, yes, racially motivated. Talk about it out loud. Do not be scared about the fact that somebody's going to come and say something to you and, oh my God, I don't want to start an argument. No, the time is now to start the fucking argument. Start the argument. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, be bold in it. I need that from you. I need that from you. We need that from you. Because I can tell you beyond a shadow of a doubt, yesterday, a friend of mine made a podcast, and she's bawling on the podcast, and she can barely get her words out because she's so incredibly racked by what's going on in this. And she literally just started saying people's names. All of the hashtags that we have, she just started saying their names. And I became so incredibly overwhelmed that I started crying. And it wasn't because she was crying. It was because she was saying their names, and there were names to be said. So, do me a favor. Be bold for me. If you want to call yourself my ally, be an ally for real and be bold for me. I love you. I know that you love me. So stand with me. Walk with me. Be in lockstep with me. You don't have to go as hard as I go. You don't even have to really necessarily be all bold on the outside and out loud, but get involved somehow and help me. Help me bring this to the front so we can enact real change. Help me. Okay? And if you have questions, I'll be here for you. I had a migraine headache the size of Texas today, all day long, because I did too much yesterday. I got too angry yesterday, and my emotions were just completely unchecked yesterday. And I woke up this morning and I was exhausted and I had a migraine. I can't continue like that. And the only reason why I had that is because I was going so hard and I was revving so hard, because there are too many people that are trying to hijack this message. There's too many people trying to explain to me that being a police officer's wife is more important than the 400 years of discrimination, of inequity, of inequality that my people have gone through. And you're scared because somebody knocked on your door last night. And it scared you because you know that you're being targeted because your husband is a police officer. And I don't take that away from you. I don't take that fear away from you. It's a real fear. It's a real fear. And you have every right to be scared right now because you know that it is open season on police officers right now. But the reality is this war is not with police officers. It's just the police officers are the face of what we're fighting. And if you don't like that, I don't know what to tell you because it's the truth. So, I just, if you're going to be with me 100%. That's all I'm asking. Okay? And if you have questions, I will answer them. But by all means, please Google, how do I not be a racist bastard? And Google will tell you. Ask Alexa. She's pretty helpful too. Okay? Be blessed, everyone. Have a good night.